The Tropics face hometown expansion team, the Mesquite Outlaws. I'm your host, Matt Thornton, along with the talented Rory Vogel. Florida is hot off a 7-0 shutout win over the Dallas Sidekicks last night, where the Tropics got goals from 7 different game road losing streak to San Diego 5-3, Young Outlaws team to make a midseason push for the playoff race. Rory, what are your thoughts on tonight's game?
Well, Florida obviously sits comfortably atop the Eastern Division and riding a 6-game winning streak with a convincing 7-0 win last night against the Dallas Sidekicks. In fact, a win that gave goalie Brett Petrasek his first shutout of the season, only the 3rd in the league so far. Look for the Tropics to lean heavily on Ricardo Carvalho, who is 3rd in the points race to open up the first fast lead against the Outlaws. But will last night's game give Mesquite the edge on tired Tropic legs, Matt?
That's a great question, and that's the thing that some of these Outlaws fans have been talking about. Hey, every time we get the Texas two-step, we're playing the teams first, then they're going over to crosstown rival Dallas Sidekicks. Well, guess what? Tonight, it's the reverse. The Outlaws are getting the tired Tropics, so let's see what they can do with that.
Absolutely. Mesquite's only sitting 2 spots shy of the playoffs and needing to snap their 3-game losing streak in order to gain momentum into this second half of the season. Look for Mesquite to go to league veterans Jamie Lovegrove for good looks and sure shots on the offensive side, mixed with a relatively newer player, Anthony Powell, to take quick strikes as well. Defensively, the Outlaws will need to shut down Roberto Carvalho as the Tropics' go-to offensive weapon to stay alive in tonight's matchup. Can the Outlaws head coach What do you think, Matt?
And it is Tattoo's birthday. We're celebrating tonight. We're going to have a big birthday bash, so I'm sure the 11-1 Tropics would like nothing less than to ruin the birthday cake, as you just described. Speaking of newer players, Mesquite signed a few free agents here on January 22nd. Number 7 midfielder Carlos Popper Hernandez. He played previously with RGV, the Rio Grande Valley Barracudas, and also number 14 midfielder Luis Saul Ramirez also played for Rio Grande Valley. He had 6 goals, 6 assists in 18-game play. And the surprise tonight, number 15 midfielder Omar Tapia will make his Mesquite Outlaws debut. Very, very excited to see what he can bring to this team that, frankly, has already done a great job in defense. The offensive side is where they've kind of been falling short of late, Rory.
Absolutely. They just can't seem to get it firing on all cylinders, but tonight is the night. You can feel it. There's birthday vibes in the air. The veterans want to put up for that Tattoo tonight. You can tell they really want to give this organization a win and start the back end of this season with a great start.
Absolutely. And here's the kickoff by Ricardo Carvalho, the do-everything man you talked about. 32 points, is 3rd in the MASL, 15 goals, tied for 7th, 17 assists, tied for 2nd, 2.7 points per game. Man, Carvalho just does it all.
I like tonight's matchup with Mike Jones on Carvalho. I think he can absolutely handle the physical style of play that Carvalho likes to go for, and he can be a dominating force in shutting down that offensive option.
And here's a defender for the Tropics. Montelares to Drew Ruggles, up to Carvalho, and just looking across, not finding anyone. Back to Ruggles. Ruggles, that free agent pickup for the Tropics, has done a nice job this season. Number 85, Lucas Gonzaga, switches off. Ruggles again. Ruggles, such a great job last night against the Dallas Sidekicks. Really played an outstanding game. And here's Mike Jones with a deflection.
Says none of that in here tonight.
Here's Ruggles again, testing Jamie Lovegrove, the captain for the Outlaws. Looking for an outlet. And Mike Jones, and a nice pass and a shot just wide right of the net. Drew Ruggles again back, and Drew Ruggles is denied by Cody Ellis. Beautiful defense there.
Ellis has a way of certainly being exactly where he's needed when he's needed to be there.
And here's Alves on the ball. Gets it back to Ruggles. Alves all the way back to his goalkeeper. This is Hugo Silva in goal tonight for the Tropics. And that's number 99, Claire. Up, long, couldn't hit the streaking man. Here's Sean David coming up the middle. Anthony Powell trying to get it back. Good defense there by number 5, Lucas Teixeira. Teixeira across. Acosta back to Teixeira. And a good job by Mitchell Cardenas to step in front, but immediately lost it back to Acosta. Acosta across. And there's Pollo Cortez, first touch of the game. Rolls it nicely to Mitchell Cardenas. Pollo Cortez. Here's the new man, Tapia. Tapia to Barato. J.J. Oteze, number 77, back to Mitchell Cardenas. And nearly lost the ball. And that's some good work to keep possession. There's Rio Ramirez to J.J. Oteze, back to Pollo Cortez. Looking for Bradley Valadez. Valadez had a beautiful bicycle kick the last time he played here in Mesquite. Some folks, I think they said it made SportsCenter top 10 that night.
That's a good night.
Impressive young player, a rookie. And a long ball here to number 11. That's Carvalho. Always dangerous.
He's never not looked.
And it looks like we get a foul here. Omar Tapia is going to. That's number 85, Gonzaga, with the foul on Tapia. For Mike Jones. And immediately the Tropics take back over, and the ball is out of play. That'll be a restart for the Outlaws. Cody Ellis again, back to Cortez. George De Leon, first appearance tonight. All the way up to Vicmore Aligwe. And Aligwe looking to try to get past the defender. And there's Aligwe's first foul. Vicmore has the dubious distinction of 24 fouls. He's tied second in the MESL.
He got to lead somewhere.
He dishes them out, doesn't he?
He certainly does, but he certainly takes a lot of physical play as well.
Who are your players to watch tonight, Rory?
I've got a few. Like I said, I'd like to see Anthony Powell get some more touches. He's normally got some good, quick, clean strikes that are good shots on goal. Of course, you know Lovegrove being captain is going to completely and totally be pushing this game and pushing this offense in the right direction. For the Tropics, I mean, you just can't ignore the big man in the room, you know, Roberto Cavaglia. It's pretty impressive how frequently he scores, and third in the league is not a bad place to be right now.
Yeah. Impressive player. He does it all, right? He's got the 15 goals, 17 assists. So if he's not scoring on you, he's dishing it out and distributing.
Sharing is caring.
And here's Silva.
A little surprised with Silva as opposed to Brett last night. He didn't take too many shots on goal with only about 10
And
looks.
the shot in the goal.
Oh.
Florida Tropics. I'm still looking to see who made the goal there. It looks like maybe Victor Pereiras. But we're waiting. The referees are kind of talking it over. Yeah, that's a thumbs up. So they are getting the goal, and it is number 3, Gordy Gerson. Looks like gets that goal, is credited with the goal. So the Florida Tropics leaving right where they left off last night.
Mesquite's got to shut that down defensively and got to do it quickly if they want to stay in this game tonight. So it doesn't look like the Tropics are that tired after all.
10-17 in the first. Tropics leading 1-0. And a nice run by Mike Jones there. So Gurison gets the Tropics on the board, assisted by number 99, Matt Clare. And that was a nasty run. He just ran through the middle. Here's J.J. Oteze trying to get the ball back. And a shot well wide. Number 19, Dos Santos. Here's Sean David, and he's picked off by Mante. And there's the score, number 10, Antonio Manfoot. Florida Tropics quickly up 2-0 over the Mesquite Outlaws.
That's a tough one, right? Back-to-back goals has got to affect Polio's play right now. He gets down on himself pretty quick and pretty fast when things like this get opened up.
Yeah, it's a tough moment there for the Mesquite Outlaws. And, you know, you anytime you're going to let a guy like Manfoot get a free shot, you're always going to speak trouble for a team. And, you know, Manfoot just buries that ball. And, boy, Outlaws have really dug themselves a hole here on Tattoo's birthday, going down 2-0, 10:08 in the first.
I bet this was definitely not on his birthday list.
Here's Cardenas up to George De Leon. George trying to get anything going here. And there's Tapia. Nice back heel to De Leon. And Tapia wanted a foul. He was spilled. And George does well there to get around the player. And the shot wide. Tapia gets on it. And a nice little redirect there. But Valadez looks like he spills Drew Ruggles in the corner. It'll be a free kick for the Tropics. Good little opportunity there by the Mesquite Outlaws. They got to put some pressure on this Tropics team. I'll tell you right now, if they're going to go down by 2, 3, 4 goals to start this game, it is going to be a long, long, long game for the Mesquite Outlaws. Drew Ruggles looks like he's limping a bit. He's going off. We'll keep an eye on him. Looks like he's kind of holding his back a the goalkeeper. And the long, low pass to Teixeira. Good job by J.J. Oteze. Rio Ramirez now with the ball. Mitchell Cardenas. Back to Oteze. And Omar Tapia, the new midfielder, number 15, calling for that ball. He wants it up top. And he gets it there. And flicks it on to Vicmore Leagueway with the turn. And the ball over to Tapia. Tapia's blocked. And it looks like Teixeira is going to pick up the foul. Easy call there. Swept his leg. So this will be a corner kick. I should say right outside the corner for the Outlaws. Here comes Mitchell Cardenas is going to take it. And Cardenas looks to restart. And couldn't get it through to Vicmore Leagueway. Well done there, number 7, Pereiras for the Tropics on defense. And Pollo Cortez, long ball to Tapia again. And Tapia gets it, collects. Montalars had a nice game against the Sidekicks last night. And here's the long ball to number 3, Gurison, looking for his second of the game. Unable to get there. Cortez to Jamie Lovegrove. Back to Mike Jones, up the wall. And number 7, Pereiras again takes over. And crosses it. Here's George De Leon. George has time and space. And gets it back to Jamie Lovegrove. Looking for an open man. De Leon from the corner. Blocked. Well done there by the Tropics.
Seems like Mesquite can't just get settled down.
Yeah, they have big eyes. You know, a lot of these players are veteran players, and folks are maybe a little down on them because they're not having a little bit of a better season. But don't forget, a lot of these players are brand new to indoor soccer. They've never played. They're rookies. This is a lot of them. This is their 13th game that they're playing indoor soccer, professional indoor soccer. So it's an adjustment. Here's Manfoot again. Manfoot gets it back to number 99, Claire. Dos Santos. Cody Ellis does well. Sean David, he can collect. And Sean David taken out from behind by number 39, Robert Acosta. Acosta just ran over the back of him. Back to Cody Ellis. And George DeLeon to Rio Ramirez. Sean David, can't turn. Well done by Claire, pushing up. And Sean David trying to get the ball back. Gets it to Acosta. Drew Ruggles. And here's Carvalho. Long. Just tips. And we'll go to an official timeout. The Mesquite Outlaws would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MASL and Miter share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Miter's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for MASL League play. Miter's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in arena soccer. Thank you, Miter. You're watching the Mesquite Outlaws on MAS on the league's official TV. 41 seconds left here in this timeout. We're still in the first. The Florida Tropics lead the Mesquite Outlaws 2-0, and the Mesquite Outlaws have done a nice job on defense this season. They have Rio Ramirez is one of the league leaders in penalty minutes. Sean David in penalty minutes as well has 15. Mitchell Cardenas, defender, has 19 blocks, fourth in the MASL. Mike Jones, defender, 16 blocks, tied for sixth in the MASL. And then, of course, Eduardo Pollo Cortez has a 5.33 goals against average, is ninth in the MASL, and a .683 save percentage is also known for. They're known for their offense, are they not, Rory?
They certainly are, and they are making yet another convincing start to a game. This could potentially stretch out to a 7-game win streak if Mesquite does not get their defense handled and on top of this Tropic offense.
And the Tropics have a plus 59 goal differential to the Mesquite Outlaws minus 6 goal differential. So quite a difference there. And unlucky there for Vic Moore Leagueway. And we're 6 minutes, 20 seconds left in the first. This restart will be by number 90, Montelares. This goalkeeper, Silva. And a nice little turn there by 22. Mike Jones helping out. But Arico gets back, and that foul's going to be on J.J. Oteze.
Looks like the refs are not going to put up with anything tonight. They are going to call anything and everything that's going on tonight, so they might as well keep it clean.
Yeah, both teams, as we mentioned, have leaders in penalty minutes. And here's Carvalho to Teixeira all the way back to Silva, the goalkeeper. And the long ball, Mitchell Cardenas steps in front of it and tries to get it down, but well played there by Alves. Tapia again. Tapia can't collect. Gonzaga pulls it away from him. You know, this Tropics team, they're just not giving the Outlaws any space.
Absolutely not, and the Mesquite Outlaws look a little bit rattled because of it. Tapia seems really overzealous to get in and make his name known within the Mesquite Outlaws, and I think he might need to settle down just a smidge to gel with this Mesquite Outlaws team.
Yeah, that's a good point. He's only played, this is only his third game. The shot blocked by Mike Jones. Right at the right place at the right time. Alves collects back to Teixeira.
What's the old saying? A for effort, but it doesn't put goals in the back of the net.
And the long ball looking here for, and gives it back. A nice heel tap there by number 8, Reggett. Reggett trying, and there's a push down.
Pretty easy call there.
Yeah. Anthony Powell dusts himself off, gets back up. That was Alves with the foul. And Cody Ellis, lucky not to lose the ball. Pressure, just the Tropics. And here's a missed time hit. Anthony Powell with a shot, and great save by Hugo Silva. Rio Ramirez keeps it. George De Leon retains possession as well. Over to Anthony Powell in the corner off the wall. Rio Ramirez will take a shot. Hugo Silva goes down and grabs it. Great job by the goalkeeper for the Florida Tropics, getting his team out of a bit of a mess there. Kind of the first pressure we've seen tonight for the Outlaws, sustained pressure. The Tropics defense does a good job of turning it away. And good job, Jamie Lovegrove, stepping in front of that ball. Anthony Powell. And there's Claire. And that's an easy call. Cody Ellis right in the back of Manfoot. Gets it off quickly. Back to Montelares and Ruggles. And good job, Rio Ramirez on defense with the interception. George De Leon has to be cautious. Arico. There's Baladez back to Rio. Captain Jamie Lovegrove collects on the wall. Cody Ellis will settle it down. And Oteze again looking for Lovegrove. Oteze, an impressive player, and a long ball out of bounds by Jamie Lovegrove. Oteze, he's one of those guys who's a defender, but man, he plays more like a midfielder sometimes.
He really does. You know, he's big in the back, but he can move that ball forward just as quickly as you change your mind. He's going to move right past you.
And Baladez back to Oteze. And a nifty little move. He would have the half walls here in Mesquite. You got to have a head on a swivel.
Absolutely. Got to keep it low.
And here's Teixeira.
The Tropics just seem to be rushing the Mesquite Outlaws, and they can't get their pace on deck, and that's got to be what's shaking these Mesquite Outlaws up. They just look so incredibly rushed and off their specific pace. They like a little bit more time at midfield, a little more time to set those passing lanes up and to set those cuts up. They're just not getting it from the Tropics tonight.
Yeah, that's a great point, Rory. You're right. They're allowing them no time. They're allowing the Outlaws no time to possess the ball. And a number 85 with the shot deflected off of Mitchell Cardenas. That's going to be a goal for Lucio Gonzaga of the Florida Tropics. 2:12 in the first. The Tropics go up 3-0.
That's just a tough break right there. Just no other way you can put it. A real hard kind of bounce off. And you can tell Cortez was not at all expecting it. They both thought it was going to go clean pass and then just bounces right off Cardenas. It's really unfortunate on such a good day for Cardenas as well.
Yeah, that's right. And, it's one of those things where he's trying to get to the ball. The challenge in this sport is that ball is coming and balls off of people. So Lucio Gonzaga gets the goal at even strength, 12:49 in the first, putting the Tropics up 3-0. Cody Ellis now back to Rio Ramirez and Pollo Cortez. Up to Ramirez. Here again is the new man, Tapia, playing a lot of minutes. Aligwe back to Rio and George De Leon, Cody Ellis. And like you said, you can see the Tropics aren't sitting back. They're pressuring, constantly pressuring. Cody Ellis again.
Makes you wonder if Tattoo's going to switch up.
Big more Aligwe with the spin and the save by Hugo Silva. What an incredible save using his left foot, flashing it out, and there's a penalty.
Oh, very blatant.
Yeah, that's an easy call.
You can't even look confused about that, sir. Sorry, Mr. Clare.
I don't see a card. I don't see a card at all, but Outlaws certainly wanting a card because, he just grabbed Eligwe and spun him down.
Blatant disregard and just really kind of irreverent for the foul in general. That is borderline card worthy in my opinion.
Yeah, Tropics very fortunate not to receive the card. And here's Mike Jones with the shot blocked. And Cardenas. Outlaws need some good here. And a shot, long, wow. That took me by surprise. Omar to the left.
If he would have got a little lift on that ball, he could have clipped it into the corner.
1 minute remaining in the first, and here's George De Leon trying to collect, and a shot! Oh, just deflected by Drew Ruggles high. And Tapia again with a shot, just hits the left post. Mike Jones collects, and a shot, another block. And the Tropics under fire here. And Mitchell Cardenas collects long to Vicmore Eligwe. Vicmore Eligwe. Silva, good job to get the ball out of danger. We have 20 seconds left in the first. Vicmore Eligwe collects there, turns, looking for an outlet, and Cavallo steps in front of it, does well tracking back. Mike Jones again up high to Vicmore Eligwe. Vicmore double teamed. Every time Vicmore gets the ball, double and triple teamed. And that's the end of the first. That's the end of the first. The Florida Tropics lead the Mesquite Outlaws 3-0. And, a tough opening act. For the Outlaws, Rory.
Absolutely. Never the way you want to start off a game, but also not out of the running by a long shot. If Mesquite can start to change the pace of this game and control it a little bit more, they've got an absolute shot to close this out for a win tonight.
I agree. Scoring 4:42 in the first, Gordy Gerson. Antonio Manfoot made it 2-0 unassisted. And then finally, 12:49, Lucio Gonzaga made it 3-0 Tropics. And just not a lot of offense right now from the Mesquite Outlaws. They've got to get it going. And if you look at the stats right now for the game sheet, the shots right now are tied, actually, 4-4. So the Outlaws getting some shots, but not getting them to go in the net. You've got one block shot for each team, and then fouls.
100% honest. They're playing the pace that the Tropics want, and Florida has been running this pressure all over Mesquite. I'd like to see a little bit more on the defensive side, honestly. Makes me wonder if Tattoo might want to switch up, throw in a few good defensive players, Benning, people we haven't seen in the minutes yet, to maybe get a handle on this fast-paced pressure that Florida's been putting on Mesquite.
MASL Primetime is the new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday. Returns for the 2019-2020 season. Join us as we talk to players, officials, and coaches from across the league and take you behind the scenes of the MASL. Check out MASLsoccer.com to listen to the past episodes and subscribe to the official MASL podcast on Apple Podcasts. And finally, hey, kick this! Outside of being on the team, the best way to know what's happening in the MASL is to tune in to Kick This. Every weekend, Soccer Sam discusses the ins and outs of all the MASL action. Find Kick This every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern on iHeartRadio. We're about to jump here into the second quarter where the Tropics lead the Mesquite Outlaws 3-0. Fairly dominant first quarter by the Florida Tropics. And I'll tell you, they do not look like they have time.
they are doing and training they are doing seems to be working, but this is still just the first quarter. They can come out and burn out what little they have left in the tank pretty quickly, and very swiftly the Mesquite Outlaws can dominate on that exhaustion. Those back-to-back games, there's been a lot of discussion in the league about it. There's been a lot of people saying perhaps they shouldn't be making them play these back-to-back games. I know Mesquite certainly had a tough trip to Mexico playing those back-to-back teams, and a lot of people say they need that break in between, especially when they're on the road.
Yeah, and it's certainly something to look at. You know, I asked Tattoo about that, head coach Tattoo for the Outlaws, and he's like, why is that a problem? He almost looked at me like I was crazy. So he said back in their day, and that's a handball there by Vic Moore Leagueway. Unfortunate turnover for the Florida Tropics will get the ball. But, yeah, he just kind of looked at me like, yeah, we used to play back-to-backs all the time, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think Tattoo ever had a problem playing any game in the game at all. No matter how many there were in a row, how long they were, he was quite a phenomenal player.
That's a good point. And here's De Leon stepping in front. Oh, man. Oh, that's a scary foul, and that's an immediate card. Number 22, my goodness, Anthony Arico, and De Leon is up, but, ooh, that did not look good. His leg turned the wrong way there for a second, and he's still kind of gingerly testing it out. But your Mesquite Outlaws will go on the power play as a result of Anthony Arico's penalty on George De Leon.
There's been a couple of Tropics fouls that just seem very blatant in this game thus far.
And here's Jamie Lovegrove, and had his pocket pick there by number 90, Montelares, up to Drew Ruggles. Tropics doing a great job of running out some time right now. Pollo Cortez will get it again back to Mitchell Cardenas. Mitchell Cardenas is going to run this power play for the Outlaws. George De Leon. And there's Jamie Lovegrove. Back to Cardenas.
Mesquite really needing to capitalize on this power play if they want to start changing the momentum of this game, Matt.
Yeah, absolutely. Number 5, Teixeira, just pushing the ball. Oh, ugly shot there by Mitchell Cardenas. Just goes high.
The thought was there. The angle was off.
And some big news for Cardenas.
Oh, I know. How exciting. We have a dad in the building today. Beautiful Isabella Cardenas, born today, sharing a birthday with Tattoo, the great soccer legend. Maybe there's some soccer in her future with a dad like Cardenas and sharing a birthday with Tattoo.
That's awesome. And congratulations to Mitchell and his wife on their first baby, little Isabella, baby girl. She was beautiful. I saw it all over social media, so proud dad already. Welcome to the club, my friend.
Right, such a great day.
Dadhood is the best. Indeed it is.
Absolutely.
Indeed it is.
Your first one is fantastic. The rest are great too, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got 3 yourself, don't you, Matt?
That's right, I do. Shot off the wall, just trying to get it over to Cardenas. And Tapia again. Tapia logging big minutes. Here's Valadez. Back to Cardenas. To George De Leon, Jamie Lovegrove. And the Tropics doing a great job here maintaining their shape. And Jamie Lovegrove with a shot wide right. Tapia will maintain possession. And back to De Leon. And De Leon will take a shot high. And looks at it with disdain.
He didn't like it from the time it left his foot.
Yeah. I mean, and that's, in this game, in this sport, that's what you got to do. Put balls on net. Just take shots. And here's Silva with a long distribution. Gets to Ruggles. Pollo Cortez will collect. Push it up to Jamie Lovegrove. And Cardenas resets to Tapia. And looking for Valadez. Tapia with a shot way high and right. I don't think it was touched by anyone, actually. So that'll be a restart for Silva again. And we've got 13 seconds left in the power play, 12:50. And here's Tapia again at the very final seconds of the power play. Jamie Lovegrove, 4 seconds, 2, 1. And the power play is over. They're at full strength. Florida Tropics. Number 22, Arico comes back on. Cardenas power play. The Florida Tropics kill power plays at 79%. An impressive team on the penalty kill. Valadez collects, and good job to get it to Jamie Lovegrove. Sean David up the wall to Valadez. Lovegrove looking back for Sean David, over to Cody Ellis. Rio Ramirez. And Lovegrove again. He loves that left side. And the shots blocked by Drew Ruggles. And Jamie Lovegrove, I believe, is going to pick up the foul here.
The card is out of the pocket.
Ricardo Cavallo. And I think he's going to show him the card. Yeah.
He is.
Yeah. The Tropics are going on the power play here at 11:43 in the second, leading the Outlaws 3-0. Didn't look to me, Rory, like he reached up or anything. I think he was just on the ground already. So I'm not so sure that's one of those dangerous play moments where
that call was a little murky.
Yeah.
Little murky, but we're not right down there on the field. We are a little bit removed from where it is. The refs always say they have the best vantage point. So, and at the end of the day, they're the ones that call the cards.
And here's the Tropics, number 7, Pereiras, over to Cavallo. Pereiras again. Pereiras with the shot, just wide and left. Pollo Cortez got over there, but man, that made him sweat a little bit. It was a nice shot by Victor Pereiras. Pereiras was the man of the match for the Tropics last night in the Dallas Sidekicks game, so he had a really nice game. Sean David tried to get the flick. Claire will pick it up. And this looks like Dos Santos. Back to Pereiras again at the point. And Dos Santos does well. Back to Cavallo. Cavallo has space. Blocked by Mitchell Cardenas. And Pereiras again will take a stab. Moves it across. Cavallo pestered by Sean David. Pereiras trying to make a move. Cardenas gets it across to Claire. Claire just couldn't collect it. Again, a shot. Clear.
There to save the day for the Mesquite Outlaws, Cody Ellis.
Dos Santos back to Pereiras. Cavallo. And Cavallo again. Reggett calling for it, not getting the ball. Dos Santos. Outlaws maintaining a good shape right now. Pereiras looking for a spot and fumbles a little bit. Back to Cavallo. Cavallo with a shot, wide and high. Here's Dos Santos, collects it. Outlaws unable to get it out. Dos Santos winds up in a shot deflected, and great opportunity there by Matt Clare. Goes out of bounds. Outlaws very fortunate. Looks like the walls become a little bit.
Blocked it all.
Matt Clare with the restart. And number 7. And Leggett. Wow, nice shot by Pereiras. Leggett had a chance. Cavallo with some nice moves. Cody Ellis says no thanks. And Sean David blows it up, as he sometimes can do. Oh, woo, scary moment there. Pollo Cortez. Matt Clare stuck his foot in there, but Pollo maintained that possession. And here's Teixeira. Back to Pereiras.
Good defensive play by the Outlaws on that power play to keep them shut down. That could have been a devastating power play goal should have the Tropics scored.
And the Outlaws penalty kills 52% on the season. Pollo Cortez well out of his box. Jamie Lovegrove collects. And number 7 now with a shot around Pereiras. Couldn't quite get there. And here's Jamie Lovegrove, and the power play is over. We're back to even strength. 8:44 in the second. Tropics lead 3-0. Cody Ellis. That low ball to Vicmore Oligwe. Vicmore dancing with the quick feet.
He does have some fast feet, and as soon as he's got his back on goal, you better look for him to turn. He is fast and fierce and sharp with that turn.
And here's Oligwe again, is able to turn. Just out of bounds. Number 90, Montelares. And he's going to say it was deflected by Oligwe. So I believe this is going to be Tropics ball. They're discussing it.
I love to see the players always tell the refs how to do their job.
I don't know that the ref is too certain. Okay, he gives it to the Tropics. I thought Oligwe got a piece of it. So I think it's a good call by the ref.
Never hurts to try and influence a little.
And here's Claire again, up long to Gurrison. Gurrison on the wall. Pollo Cortez, nice job. And the long distribution to Oligwe. He can get there. Beautiful job by number 33, Alves, to get back for the Tropics on his horse, man. These Tropics, they're as impressive as they are on offense. They've been great on defense, too. Silva playing with Claire. Claire just kind of directing traffic. They're perfectly happy, I think, 7:35 in the second. Just hang on to the ball. And here's Carvalho duking it out with Rio. And Manfoot goes down. Pollo the long ball again to Oligwe. Oligwe collects on the wall. And a shot! Impressive shot. Hugo Silvas with the save. Falling down from a very difficult angle. Vicmore Oligwe, that's what he does, man. He'll take a shot from everywhere. He'll spin, and that's such a quick shot. Cody Ellis allows that ball to go back to his keeper, Pollo Cortez. Cortez looking for an outlet. Anthony Powell. Nice turn. Drew Ruggles beats Drew Ruggles. Powell still has it. And the shot blocked. That looked like number 33, Alves again. And Cody Ellis collects back to Anthony Powell. This is dangerous here. Anthony Powell, ran over from behind. Good defense by Arico. And Drew Ruggles will get it out of danger. Again, nice defense, nice team defense by the Florida Tropics, Rory.
Absolutely. You can see Tapia a little frustrated that he's not quite being looked at. He thinks he's open. He wants to see the ball, and Powell had him at a shot to about 2 shots ago.
Keep an eye on that for sure. Pollo Cortez, the long ball to George De Leon, and a moment. And Silva gets past it in. The Outlaws are on the board, 1-3, 6:05 in the second.
That's exactly what they need to do. They need to play smart. They need to look at the open man, and they need to get in the sure shots. And that's exactly what De Leon just did. He made it happen. You can see how hungry this Mesquite team is to put it in the net.
A nifty little play by George De Leon off the wall, bouncing it to himself, and the ball back of the net. Heady heads-up play for the rookie midfielder, and that is his second goal. That's his first goal tonight. That is for the Outlaws, I believe. We'll see here in a second. That is De Leon's 9th goal of the season. 9th goal with 2 assists. Impressive rookie. That puts him at second place on his team, just behind the captain, Jamie Lovegrove, who has 11 goals. So an impressive move by George.
You don't often hear a rookie behind a captain veteran like someone like Jamie Lovegrove. So you know they've got to be happy with his performance in this season.
Yeah, great point. He's taking it by storm. He missed a few games. He got hurt early on in the season. He was going like gangbusters. I think he had 3 goals in the first 2 games that he played. And everybody's saying, wow, where did this kid come from? And had an unfortunate injury. He was out for quite a bit. Came back and has an even strength goal, putting the Tropics up now 3-1 in the second.
So the door has been opened by Mesquite to close the gap, and they are on their way. Now, can they keep up this style of play and keep these good looks, Matt?
I think they can. I mean, this is the team. This is the team to do it. You know, you've got plenty of scores. Vicmore Leagueway, Jamie Love, be done. Guys that can score all over this roster. Anthony Powell had a streak of games where, man, he had I think it was 5 goals in 2 games there earlier this season. Anthony Powell can just rip them off left and right as well. So plenty of opportunity for the Outlaws. Don't count this young team out. When you do it, you're going to do it at your own peril. But right now, the Tropics still leading 3-1. This will be Dos Santos with the kickoff. And it looked like Pollo Cortez had to go and get some equipment adjustments there. Here's Teixeira. And back to Silva. Nice ball to get it to Claire in the middle. Here's Gonzaga, and here's Claire again on J.J. Oteze steps in front. Boy, I don't know about that call. I don't think the fans like that call either.
I don't know that I like that one either, Matt. I think that it was a clean bump. Clean bump.
I agree. Gonzaga here will take the kick. And Jamie Lovegrove and J.J. Oteze will form the wall. And Claire is wide open to his left. So you got to think someone has got to mark him. But, yeah, there he is, Claire. And the shot. Pollo Cortez anticipating that.
He read that a mile away.
Well, I mean, if you're going to leave Claire wide open on the left, the ball's got to go to him, right?
I think Cortez said
shot wide right. And Valadez takes down, I believe that's Claire, and undisciplined there. That's an easy call for the referee. It wasn't terribly egregious, but he certainly checked him into the wall. Anytime you're going to check a player into the wall, you're going to get called for that.
This is a game of contact, and there are just going to be those times where you just can't stop the momentum, and you're going to bump hard, and the ref's going to give him the call.
And I'm sorry, I said Claire. That was actually Rafa Alves, the recipient of the foul. He's got that beard. It's the beard game. The beard game is strong. Here's a ball from Claire.
There are a couple rather luxurious beards on the field tonight, aren't there?
Jamie Lovegrove over to Valadez, and Montelares blows it up, man. He's done a great job at defense. He's really impressed. He had a nice defensive game last night as well. Quite a few blocks. Kind of got the tree trunk legs you look for in soccer. Here's Silva with a long ball.
Almost, just a little high and over the top there.
And if he could have just flicked it just a tad, he might have had that opportunity. And 5 minutes here in the second, and you can see the replay. It looks like Clark Binning is going to be our halftime guest.
Winning with Binning, our halftime segment.
The legend Clark Binning.
You could say they might be able to use him a little bit on the field tonight
because
they need that strong defensive and shot blocking that he really provides at those clutch moments.
Yeah, he didn't dress tonight. We'll ask him about maybe he's got a little ding, who knows. And off the wall, George De Leon, ambitious there. Here's Drew Ruggles with time and space, taking it up the left side. Sean David's going to try to catch up to him, and he does. Well done by Sean David tracking back. And Drew Ruggles back to Alves. And Alves back up to Cavallo. Nice little tip to Alves, and the shot off the wall. Rio steps in front of it. Good clear. Sean David to Vicmore Leagueway if he can get there. Silva outway, and Leagueway taken down. And there is the immediate card. Clear opportunity for Vicmore Leagueway. And the Tropics aren't even arguing this because they were clearly in the wrong there with the sweep. That's going to be number 7, Victor Pereiras. And you got to give him the veteran foul there because, frankly, Aligwe was off to the races, Rory.
And that's a time where they say, do you take the foul or do you take the goal? And that's the judgment call there. And some say that's a poor strategy. Some say always let them play the game. Don't foul to stop the goal. But in that case, they saved a goal in that time.
Shootout in the second with Hugo Silva. Huge opportunity now for the Outlaws to move within 1 goal of the Tropics. 4:11 left in the second. So we're going to see. I was just going to say, I bet they're going to have the captain, the veteran Jamie Lovegrove, take this shootout opportunity.
He is excellent with his ball placement.
For those that aren't familiar with the rules, as soon as Jamie touches this ball, it's a live ball, and any player can run up on it. So you see it's kind of a sprint from the halfway mark. Here's Jamie Lovegrove with a touch, and right off the wall to the left side. And my goodness, he's got to be kicking himself a little bit for that. Tapia over to George De Leon. And, man, it's normally Lovegrove. And there's a shot. Nice shot. Silva does well to block that. I think that's going to spark Jamie Lovegrove. And that went off the number 90, Lucas Montelares.
You can almost feel the heat off Lovegrove coming off that missed shot. You can just feel it. He's hungry now. He's angry, and he's want to go for it every single time, which is a dangerous place for Silva to be in with Lovegrove head-hunting for him.
Yeah, good point. Here's Tapia to Lovegrove again. He's looking for Valadez in the middle. Teixeira does well to dive and get that ball out of danger. Lovegrove to George De Leon off the wall. And Lovegrove will take another bite at the apple. Tapia takes a rip in the shot. Nice save by Hugo Silva. My goodness, that ball had some heat on it.
Absolutely.
Wow, Tapia. Omar Tapia.
Tapia's got those long legs to get that power going.
Yeah, he does. Man, what a shot. That thing had some velocity. And Hugo Silva, beautiful job to dive and stop it. Here's Lovegrove, and pestered by Teixeira.
Definitely something to be said about Florida's goalkeeping.
Yeah, boy.
I mean, they're deep.
Yeah, I'll tell you, they've got two of the best in the league. And Hugo Silva again. Oh, my goodness. Valadez trying. This is a scary moment here. And they're I believe. And we're hoping he's okay. There was absolutely no intention whatsoever. You can clearly see going for the ball, pulled down by Ruggles there from behind. But, man, that's a scary moment.
Definitely incidental contact. Don't think there was any malice or intent behind it. It's just one of those unfortunate stingers almost.
Absolutely not, yeah. I mean, he was clearly going for the ball, and you just hope that Silva's okay because he took that kick right to the face. So, man, and you'll see it again. And Valadez almost gets it there. Silva, beautiful job. And here again, he just – so what – and pulls him back away from the ball, and unfortunately his foot, the follow-through got Hugo Silva directly in the face. To your point, the backup goalkeeper for the Florida Tropics, I mean, I don't know if you want to call him the backup goalkeeper, kind of neck and neck.
Like one.
Yeah, Brett Petrasek has a 3.01 goals against average. He's first in the MASL, .766 save percentage, also first, and 5 wins. He's tied for fourth. He also has 1 shutout. He's the second goalkeeper in the MASL this season to have a shutout. So they are goalkeeper rich, the Florida Tropics are. So it looks like, it looks like Hugo Silva here is up and moving around, and certainly a scary moment for the Tropics. And I'm actually really glad here that the referees did not award a card. There was absolutely zero intent to foul there by Valadez. He was going for the ball, and he was falling backwards. So, it's a tough moment.
You always feel bad for the goalies, as much fire and heat as they take, and nobody ever said that when you're going to be a goalie that it was going to be a safe space to be in.
That's true. It's still 42 seconds left on the power play for the Outlaws, and Silva looks up and good, and that'll go to the top of the arc. It did not hit off of anyone, so perfect opportunity. Oh, excuse me, that's not going to go to the top of the arc. It's just a out-of-bounds play. So Cardenas will start the power play. 32 seconds left in the power play for the Outlaws on the Pereiras foul.
They are going to have to make something happen here, Matt.
And you thought they had that there for a minute. Here's Tapia again with a shot. Oh, George De Leon, beautiful job to get up and get ahead on it. Just missed left.
De Leon really feeling the fire tonight, Matt.
Tapia with the shot and the block by Alves. And the Tropics defense, again at 79% on the penalty kill. The Outlaws just 19% on the power play. Not a great power play team. And Cardenas steps back to Lovegrove with a shot. Block. Diving. What an impressive save. Silva has been impressive tonight.
Extremely impressive.
And here's Pereiras out of the box. He's going to get pulled down.
Cody unhappy about that call.
Yeah, and the fans not liking it either. 1:56 left in the second. Florida Tropics leading 3-1. And here's Claire over to Manfoot. Couldn't quite get a foot on it. Could Manfoot. And Sean David with the karate kick.
The Karate Kid is in the building tonight, folks. He was high and kind of didn't know what he was going to do in the middle of that and just kind of threw a leg out at
Yeah, great job by the referee. That was the referee that's on the line.
Get it out of here as he kicks it over towards the wall.
We give the referees a hard time, but this is a really hard sport to regulate. This ball moves quick, but beautiful job by the referee team here to change that and move it over. Here's Manfoot on the ball, and that's going to go out of bounds. He was looking for Cavallo. J.J. Oteze with the restart.
These half walls not being favorable to either team tonight.
Yeah. Cody Ellis back to Pollo Cortez. And Pollo long looking for Anthony Powell, not there. And that's going to go out of bounds. Deflected by number 39, Robert Acosta.
Ball spending as much time out of bounds as it is inbounds tonight, Matt.
Cody Ellis down to Anthony Powell. 1:24 left in the second. David collects, looking for a man. Cardenas back to Oteze. And Cardenas again looking for a guy. Oh, man. Cavallo steps in front of it. Oh, and Oteze again. Back-to-back interceptions there. Sean David collecting, trying to settle his team down. 1 minute left in the second quarter. Rio Ramirez pestered by Claire. Cortez back to Oteze, and the Tropics, all kinds of pressure right now. Rio Ramirez looking to flick it to Cardenas. And Manfoot. Cardenas over to Anthony Powell, looking for an outlet. Oteze. And Oteze up the wall to Claire. Oh, and Claire gets the ball. Oh, Pollo Cortez, beautiful job to clear.
Coming out far. That's a dangerous play with as quick as Claire is on the ball.
Yep, 26 seconds left in the second quarter. Tropics lead 3-1, and this will be top of the arc. No player, no wall hit on that clearance. So a dangerous opportunity. The Tropics very, very little stutter step and a timeout.
I changed my mind.
Fake this out there. 26 seconds left in the second quarter. And, the Outlaws, I think they've looked a little better this quarter.
They've definitely picked up the pace. They've definitely also controlled the ball a lot better. They've gotten those power plays but haven't been able to take advantage of them, to be 100% honest. And that's what's really lacking. Had they taken advantage of those two power plays, we'd have a tie game right now, Matt.
Yeah, that's a good point. 0 for 2 on the power play. 19% coming into the game were the Mesquite Outlaws. But, man, you can't praise the Florida Tropics enough. Their power kill 79%. So when they do go a man down, they just don't. It doesn't scare them much.
They dig in and hunker down and play solid defense. They keep their shape. They avoid those shots. They're there to block them. They're there to back up Silva.
Yeah, and Silva, boy, he's had a nice game in the goal. He's done a really, really beautiful job. Right now,
Silva the stopper.
The Outlaws are actually leading in shots, 11 to the Tropics 10. And, of course, block shots, Outlaws have 5, Tropics have 2. And power plays, Outlaws are 0 for 2, the Tropics are 0 for 1. with 2 penalty minutes for the Outlaws, 4 penalty minutes for the Tropics. The Outlaws have dished out 9 fouls. Tropics have dished out 5. And we'll switch up the man taking the opportunity here. This is Gonzaga. Gonzaga is going to take the kick. And there's the whistle. Taps it over to Drew Ruggles, and a nice job by Pollo Cortez to get it out. Unfortunately, the ball again hit out of bounds by Rio Ramirez, so it'll go top of the arc again. Not a place that the Outlaws want to be.
Oh, absolutely not.
And here's an and Gonzaga's brushing the ball off, checking the wind. And here's Gonzaga with a restart to Pereiras, and Pollo Cortez, good job to go down and get that ball. We have 16 seconds left in the second, and Cody Ellis trying to collect, and he fouls the Florida Tropics player. That's down. That looked like Gonzaga that he fouled. Over to Silva with 10 seconds left. Long, looking for Reggett. Reggett, and the shot! Reggett with the goal! Puts the Tropics up 4-1 with 3 seconds left in the second quarter. My goodness, what a goal.
That is a tough shot, a good momentum going into this second half. The Tropics are just kind of carrying and starting to run away a little bit with this game. If Mesquite doesn't get a handle on their defense and start helping their goalkeeper out. A goalkeeper is only one person, Matt. They can only do so much. That defense has to be there as that first line of defense.
And Reggett just played that ball perfectly off the wall. And again, my goodness, this Florida Tropics team, they just have players that can score across the board. It doesn't matter who it is. It doesn't matter who's got the opportunity. Now, the fourth different player to score for the Florida Tropics. Last night they had 7 different players to score, and they just come at you wave upon wave. And that'll be the end of the second quarter. The first half is over. The Florida Tropics lead 4-1 over the Mesquite Outlaws. And, man, Outlaws team trying hard to kind of maintain their composure, keep their discipline. But, you know, talking about a guy that's a winner that I love to talk to, we got Clark Benning. We're winning with Benning in the halftime. My good friend Clark Benning. Hey, brother, how you doing?
What's going on, Matty? Good to be here, man. Good to see you.
Good to see you, buddy. We've had you on a few times, I know, and you're always a great interview. I always tell him, don't take my job after you end your playing days, because he's such a good interview. So tell to folks a little bit about yourself. I know Sidekicks fans know you well. Outlaws fans may not know, a lot about you.
Well, I grew up here in the Dallas Pool, and then from there I went to Richland Community College. Played 2 years out there. Played with Jamie. Played with a couple other guys that I think are still with Sidekicks. And then after that, I went to West Texas A&M for 2 years. And then I moved back out here, and I've been, still playing, 32 years young.
Yeah, and a pro player. You also are one of the few guys, I think, on the team that has a master's degree. Is that right?
I do. So
okay.
I have a master's degree in business that I got from West Texas that I managed to go ahead and scoop up while I was still out there in the Panhandle, and it's been serving me well since I came back home.
So not only is he dead sexy and a heck of a player on the field, he's also got the brains too.
Stop it! You're making me blush, man. Stop it.
Oh, that's awesome. Well, down 4-1. You look at this team, this Tropics team, and they're just 11-1. What do you think about the Florida Tropics?
Oh, clearly they're having a good season. They look like they are very organized, and a lot of them are on the same page. The results aren't, lying as far as what they've accomplished so far. They're at the top of their division. So, we expected it to be a challenge today. So, and they've, proved that it was going to be so. So, we're not surprised, but I think that we're going to go ahead and come out stronger here in the second half, and we'll bring it to them.
Yeah, and a lot of the folks, there's a little bit of a misnomer because a lot of the players here on the Outlaws now are veteran players. They've been around the league. Cardenas with the Barracudas.
Yeah.
You and others with the Sidekicks. But there's a lot of rookies on this team too. And, the indoor game is not a game that you could just pick up like that, having played outdoor your entire life. So talk about the difference between, trying to make that adjustment to indoor.
Sure. At the end of the day, people that have quality, it shows out there, but there's a lot of nuances and details that are very hard to work on. And it takes, definitely around 20 games or so to at least get some of those nuances under your belt.
Interesting. 20 games. Wow.
Yeah, I would say probably about 20 games to
yeah.
really kind of understand, like, the substitutions
right.
and some of the rules that are going to have a lot of potential. I think Rio very well. And, Bradley's been very strong. And we have a lot of other guys that definitely can make an impact if they're selected. So, I mean, we have a strong group. I think that we're still we're gelling.
Yep.
But other than that, I feel as though we've come up short a couple times this year where we could have had it, but we shot ourselves in the foot. But other than that, I think that we have a bright future for sure.
Yeah. And, and one thing that strikes me about you specifically in your game, the minutes you get always quality minutes. It seems like every time you're on the field, you're making blocks, you're getting game-winning goals. I mean, you're just a guy. It just seems like when you're on the field, you just make things happen.
Stop it. You're making me blush again. No, it's about being ready. It's very difficult to stay warm and stay ready if you're not on the field that often. But if you are ready, then you can contribute and make an impact on the game, and that's what it's all about. If your number's called, then you have to be ready to contribute, and if not, then you're gonna sit down. So I mean, that's it. This is pro soccer, and if you're not ready, you're not going to play. Yeah,
no, that's exactly right. But you always just seem, when you come in, you just seem to add quality to the game every time we watch it. And we're always we're always asking ourselves, why didn't this guy get more time, man? We talk about Tattoo's birthday tonight. The guy's a legend in indoor soccer. What is it like playing for a man like Tattoo?
Oh, well, I mean, it's been a good experience so far, without a doubt. The man's, been there and done that as far as winning championships and, playing a very long time in the league. We went and moved over to this situation because we knew that his experience was something that we wanted to learn from. And that's not a knock on anyone else or any other thing that we've been a part of in the past. That's just the reality of it. And, again, this is pro sports, and we're trying to better ourselves. So whenever I found out that there was an opportunity that I could come over here and play for Tattoo, I said, I think that's what I want to do.
Yeah, and I mean, this coaching staff over here, Sagu, guys that you've played for a long time. And outdoor as well.
Sure.
You played for some of those gentlemen, but you also got to be impressed too with just Tattoo's, just his knowledge of the game, but also the fact that he just seems to always have a pulse on the league to bring in the right players as free agents, to bring in, we got a couple of guys here in midfielder Carlos Popper Hernandez, Luis Saul Ramirez, guys that were out there on the street for the Barracudas that I didn't even realize myself were available, frankly.
Right. So Popper and Saul, their visas, I believe, did not go through, but we were able to use it for both of those games, and we really wish they could be here with us right now.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed that may get resolved here in the future. But if not, we really do appreciate what they contributed over that last trip. Us bringing Tapia in.
I was going to ask you. That's exactly the guy I was just going to ask you about. Yeah.
No, we really like Tapia as well. We've played against him a lot in the past, and we knew that he'd be a value added.
Nice.
So, him getting in and, having a couple of good practices with us so far, and I think it's showing out there on the field today. So we're all very excited to have him here because he brings a lot of experience. He's very calm.
Yeah.
He knows what the game needs, and he adds it.
Huge minutes, too. I mean, he just jumped right in, and he seems like he's right in sync. A few little miscues, but it's a brand-new team, so you kind of expect it a little bit. What are you doing outside of soccer? I know that a lot of folks, they may not realize, the pro soccer, the players you see like Benning, like others, they also have other jobs, too.
Oh, yeah.
And so what do you do with yourself when you're not on the pitch defending offensive players?
So I have a small business that it's called Southern Soccer. We go around all the DFW area, mostly in North Dallas, where we'll do a preschool program for preschools where we teach kids just how to love the game, how to use the ball, just enjoy it for their first experience in soccer. And then from there, we build skills classes and teams. So it's a big youth program. Our oldest kids are no older than 8 years old. So, It's a challenge,
Littles.
but it's a lot of fun. It's
You're-
very rewarding.
You're hurting the cats out there, and I've seen you in action, man. You are quite
it's fun,
quite a
man.
talent with the little
It's
guys.
a lot of fun.
It's pretty impressive to watch you out there because I know they're like trying to herd cats, trying to get these guys
they'll make you work. They will make you work.
Which is more of a workout, an Outlaws workout or chasing these kids around?
Oh, geez. If I had to pick, probably the workouts in the morning, but it keeps me nice and alert whenever I'm with the kids. So,
That's awesome. Well, Clark, you're a true professional, and you're quite a brand ambassador for soccer in North Texas. I know you have so many fans, people that adore you and love you, and we certainly love talking about you. We always love talking with you. You're a great interview. Thanks for joining us today. And any other shout-outs from anybody waiting on you outside or listening out there?
Just
mom. Yeah, there you go.
My better half, Kelly, and Jackson Reese, our son. So
Awesome.
I love you guys, and I'll see you guys in here in a little bit.
Awesome. Hey, that's Clark Binning, everybody. Thank you, Clark. Always a pleasure to have you on, my friend. And 7:32 here left in the half, and we're still waiting on the end of the half. But you know what? This has been a fun one, and we certainly thank Clark Binning coming on. The Florida Tropics lead the Outlaws 4-1. Hey, we're going to take you a little bit around the league. Watching from the East, know extremely well that your Florida Tropics lead the East 11-1, and they've played 12 games. The Milwaukee Wave are right behind them with 11 games played, 8 wins, 3 losses. Utica City, who is the next home game for the Mesquite Outlaws, they'll be here February 13th, kicking off at 7:35 p.m. Central Time. Will be coming in to play the Mesquite Outlaws in their next home game. They're at 8-3 as well. The Harrisburg Heat sit at in 4th place, 9-4 in the Eastern Division. The Baltimore Blasts are in 5th place. They're at 8-6. The Kansas City Comets are in 6th place at 6-6. The St. Louis Ambush in 7th place at 6-8. And the Orlando Seawolves are in 8th place at 1-10. And the Rochester Lancers are bringing up the rear 0-12. Still looking for that first 15 games, and they have 14 wins and 1 loss. Well, that Monterey team is impressive this season. Right behind them at number 2 is the San Diego Sockers with 9-2. The Sonora are at number 3 with a 6-7 win-loss record. The Tacoma Stars have 5 wins and 8 losses. They sit at 4th. Ontario Fury have 4 wins, 7 losses in 5th place. The 6th place Mesquite Outlaws are 4 wins, 8 losses. And the Turlock Cal Express, 7th place, 4. And going around the league here, if you go back to the Florida Tropics, on Friday, the Lancers played the Baltimore Blast. The Blast won that game 9-1. Utica City in a very, very close one playing the St. Louis Ambush 4-3. The Stars were Ricardo de Quiros de Guiais. We had 1 goal, 1 assist, 2 points. The second star was Christian Segura, had 1 goal, and the third star was Andrew Coughlin. He had only 3 goals against, had a .750 save percentage in goal for Utica. An impressive game for him as well. Going back to the crosstown rivals, the Dallas Sidekicks versus the Tropics. The Tropics won that game 7-0. The stars for that game, Drew Ruggles had a great game. He had 1 goal, 2 assists with 3 points. Ricardo Carvalho, Mr. Everything, had a goal and an assist. And, of course, the man of the match that I spoke to after that game was Victor Pereiras, had 1 goal, had a very, very good game as well. The Turlock Cal Express, Sonora won that game 7-4. The stars in that game were Salvador Corrales. He had 2 goals, 2 points. Second star was Alejandro Leyva. He had a goal and 2 assists with 3 points. And the third star for Turlock was Adrian Gutierrez. He had 1 goal. Finally, of course, the Stars and the Heat. That was an incredible game. 21 points total scored. My goodness. The Heat defeated the Tacoma Stars 11-10. The stars of that game were Patrick Thompson had 3 goals. Second star was Elton de Oliveira with 2 goals and 1 assist. And the third star was Michael Ramos for Tacoma, had 3 goals, 2 assists, 5 points. Had a heck of a game that night. So that's around the league. Moving over Saturday, February 1st, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. The Lancers in ambush. And back with me, Rory. What do you think? What do you think the Outlaws need to do here to really kind of turn the momentum around for themselves to start the second half?
They've really got to slow the Tropics down. The whole game, the Florida Tropics have been controlling the pace of the game and controlling all that offensively. As soon as they shut that down, they'll be able to get a little bit more settled in their offense. They'll be able to make some smart moves, some nice shots, rely heavily on those veterans to make those key plays. Don't be shy, though, to see Anthony Powell come around on a quick goal. He's started out excellent. He's moved really quick, and Del Rey has been phenomenal. So, I mean, you really got to see a little bit more balance from the Outlaws, a little bit more calm, controlled, but they have to slow the pace of this game in order to take control of this game. Otherwise, the Tropics are going to continue to run away with it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's been an impressive showing for the Tropics and back to. And you would have thought that, as you mentioned, one of the keys was would the Tropics have their legs underneath them? And, I mean, I think they've answered that. No doubt. They've had no problem. And maybe that a lot of that has to do with the fact that they have so much depth. So many guys can score.
Balance is the name of the game. You can see they distribute those goals, and when they can't get those goals, they go ahead and dish out the assists. Balance, balance, balance is the key to this Tropics play, and they are very well balanced. And you just can't argue with both of these showings, both with the sidekicks last night. I know you were on air. I was there watching as a fan in the stands. And then again here tonight, they just seem to be calm, collected, and controlled, and they don't mind sharing that ball.
And the scoring summary in the first, Gordy Gurrison, assisted by Matt Clare, made it 1-0 Tropics. Again in the first, Antonio Manfoot made it 2-0 in the Tropics. First again, Lucio Gonzaga made it 3-0 to the Tropics. The lone goal scorer for the Mesquite Outlaws in the second, George De Leon, made it 3-1 Tropics. And the second, just seconds before the end of the half, Zach Reggett with a beautiful ball off the wall, assisted by Hugo Silva, made it 4-1 Tropics. Penalty summary in the second, Anthony Arico, Florida had a tripping blue card. Jamie Lovegrove from Mesquite had a 2-footed tackle blue card. And then again in the second, Victor blue card. And no goals scored off of any of those penalties. And an unfortunate opportunity for the Outlaws. They had a shootout opportunity that went wide left. And then a few bounces here and there, Rory. And this is a different game. It's the Outlaws. I don't think they've been dominated necessarily. I don't think you can say that by the Tropics. But Florida, they're deep, and their defense is what's really been impressing me as well.
That's absolutely what I love about this game. It's fast, it's quick, it's off the wall, it's off the glass, it's every which way you want it to go, and it can flip on a dime, and the momentum can completely change. And that's what makes this so exciting for fans in the stands. The atmosphere here at the Mesquite Arena is really fantastic. They've done a great job revitalizing different style for this arena here. We just saw a really fantastic, I know while you're having your wonderful interview with Clark Benning, a really great halftime performance by some really adorable little beautiful cheerleaders that were really fantastic. Gave me time to check in on a couple of cheerleading things myself.
Yeah, what's going on? I know there's some big stuff happening in the cheer world this weekend in DFW.
And with my love of soccer, cheerleading does follow in it. There is the Dallas, Texas, happens here in Dallas, Texas, much like every sport happens in Dallas, Texas. And my personal old high school, McMinnville High School, the Grizzlies, has advanced to find out that they are advancing to the finals as well as the Lake Ridge Pacers.
That's awesome. Wow.
Thanks for that small break there, Clark Benning.
Well, congratulations to you. You're an alumni, I know, that you mentioned of McMinnville. The Grizzlies, so congratulations to the Oregon McMinnville Grizzlies moving on in the cheerleading championships here in Dallas. That's pretty awesome. We're a top 5 sports market here in Dallas. If you like sports, this is certainly a place to be. There is sports galore here in Dallas, Texas. So.
And what I love about this expansion team is now there's double the indoor soccer available to us as fans. That is absolutely fantastic. I would like to see another team perhaps develop here and create a little bit more rivalry, a little more growth. But I am loving having two teams here. Mesquite has done an excellent job bringing into the arena of indoor soccer. Just really impressive what they've been able to do.
Absolutely. And here's the kickoff and the restart here in the second half, the third quarter. 14:36 left. And Hugo Silva will distribute long to Cavallo, and Cody Ellis collects it off the wall. Jamie Lovegrove, and there's a high ball that doesn't go out. Get over to Mike Jones looking for a man. He's got Jamie Lovegrove. Oh, and what a slide tackle by Teixeira. Beautiful defense there. Jamie Lovegrove wide open on the right side, and he prevented that play completely. Here's Teixeira. Cody Ellis does well there to get it back over to Jamie Lovegrove. And Lovegrove, nice move on the wall. And the shot off the wall, looking for a Leagueway who can't get there. Carvalho does well to get the ball out of danger. And trying to get back on the scoreboard to narrow this Tropics lead. Jamie Lovegrove back to Pollo Cortez. And long ball. Good job there by number 33, Alves, to prevent that ball. Alves again battling with a Leagueway, goes to ground, and there's a handball. They're going to call a handball, I believe, on Alves. And there's the ball over to Rio. Lovegrove Cardenas. And Rio takes it back to Lovegrove. Cardenas. And pressure from Claire. And Claire is always just high pressure, Rory.
Absolutely. It looks like there's been a little bit of a shift in the approach.
There's Rio Ramirez over to Leagueway, excuse me. And it looked like an opportunity. And there's a shove in the back by Teixeira. Sorry, what we
dance with the Tropics there. While Claire is still attacking and he's going to be attacking, it just seems like they're kind of stepping off a little bit and giving Mesquite a little bit of room. Is this the first signs of wear and fatigue on the Tropics?
Possibly. And here's Sean David, the ball to J.J. Oteze, blocked by Teixeira.
Teixeira paid for that one.
Yeah, he did. He got in the midsection. Teixeira's been active tonight. It's been very impressive. And the Outlaws are changing it up. Cody Ellis back to Sean David. And Romero. And here's Oscar Romero for the first time tonight, seeing action. Impressive young player. Cody Ellis back to Romero. Romero to Silva. Goes down, collects. And that's actually a nice job by Anthony Powell there, letting up. He didn't go full kick into that ball. And I'm sure Hugo Silva right now is saying, hey, guys, don't kick me when I'm down, please.
Not again, anyways.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's Romero. Oh, and the shot. Good block by Acosta. And here's Arico down to Manfoot. Manfoot not hard to spot with the, oh, goodness.
Jones furious with that call. Absolutely furious with that call.
Yeah, and Jonesy, I mean, he clearly connected. He clearly connected with the face of Manfoot. You know, anytime there's any kind of blow to the head, whether it be intentional, unintentional, whatever, you're going to get the call.
Yeah,
that's the thing. I think that's a good point, Rory, because normally a player like marking Jones would have hit him in the chest, and because of Manfoot's stature, he hit him in the face.
Yeah, Manfoot's definitely about a foot shorter than Jones at least, and right there at that elbow range, it's just kind of one of those things that's going to happen when you have a physical mismatch like that.
Got to be disciplined, and here's the long ball to Tapia. Collects it well, defended by Teixeira. And Tapia looking for an open man. Finds Cody Ellis to Oteze, switch the point there. Rio Ramirez Cody Ellis again to Tapia. Tapia, big minutes.
Lots of minutes. Really
Yeah.
kind of surprising.
Yep. And there's Rio collecting. Good job there. Step back on to Oteze. Tapia, Teixeira not giving Tapia any room. And here's Oteze again. The Outlaws just trying to switch the point, probing, trying to find a space to get it in. Just a misstep. Ooh, Cody Ellis. Fortunate, Bill Cortez. And, ooh, just over the top. Cortez, that'll be a out-of-bounds play for the Florida Tropics. 10:02 in the third quarter. The Tropics lead 4-1 over the Mesquite Outlaws here in Mesquite Arena. Drew Ruggles on the restart to Silva. Silva. Cardenas looking for an open man. And, ooh, Claire, nice job to get his foot on that. And they're on the counter attack. And Pollo Cortez grabs the ball out of the air.
One thing to be said about Florida is they are not letting up. They are not resting on their laurels. They are not taking this 3-goal lead for granted. They are going for it and continuing to apply that pressure. They are laying off a little on the defense, giving Mesquite a little bit of space, but again, not holding back at all or sitting on this 3-goal lead.
And Riggett gets the penalty there on Romero. And Mike Jones over to Jamie Lovegrove. Back to Cardenas. And the intercept here. Hands. Fortunate. Outlaws a restart. And right to Drew Ruggles. And this will be the Outlaws ball on the restart. Cardenas to Cortez. All the way up to Aligwe looking to turn. And Jamie Lovegrove collects with a move to the left. And a shot on goal handled easily by Silva.
He really is playing very, very well tonight, Matt.
Yeah, he's always on top of his game, it seems. Aligwe, good job to step in front of that ball that was intended for Gerson. Aligwe, look at 4 players surrounding Aligwe. You think they've done their...
His turns are flawless when he's got that ball. With 4 people around him, he says, no worries, I'll go a different direction. Oh, there's somebody there, I'll go a different direction.
Yeah, that's a foul, easily called. Ruggles pushed off on Jones before he could try to get that. He was trying to do that wall pass to their homework on Aligwe. My goodness. Anytime he gets the ball, it's 2, 3, sometimes 4 players in that case on him immediately, not giving him any space whatsoever. Here's Anthony Powell.
You give Vic more space, he will take advantage of you all day long.
Yep, indeed. Back to Romero.
And a hard hit.
Anthony Powell looks like he takes a hit to the stomach, chest area, and he's just kind of going past, and ooh, ouch. Yeah, it was number 22, Anthony Arico, got his knee up into the chest of Anthony Powell and knocked the wind out of him. Anthony Powell, you got to be careful there. Not liking that. Gave him a little shove, and he's got to be careful. He's going to get a card, and the referee's calling them both over to have a little chat. He's going to say, gentlemen, look, I'm not trying to say what's happening, but he's like, hey, guys, it's a sport. Let's play.
Not boxing.
No punching. And that ball to me looks a little further back than the foul occurred, but that's where it's at. Cardenas is going to take this kick. Jamie Lovegrove over to, oh, man, good job there. Teixeira. And the Tropics on the counter here.
Man foot down, slow to get up.
Arica. Oh, and there he's going to get fouled. Yeah, Anthony Powell.
Little tit for tat there, would you say, Matt?
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I think it's a little bit, questionable that it's Powell on Arico immediately.
Coincidences do happen. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it happens. And He's no card, though, so he's fortunate there.
I feel like that's a good no card call.
Yep. And here is again Montelares back to Ruggles. Over to the Gonzaga up the wall. And Rio does a great job to step in front of Pereiras and collect the ball back. And, Pollo Cortez fortunate there to get the ball off. And here's, number 8, Reggett, a little bit ambitious.
And we're back into the cattle chutes here at Mesquite Arena.
That's right. This arena serves as a rodeo, one of the world-renowned rodeo facilities in the United States when it's not being played as an indoor soccer arena. And the Tropics do well. Looks like Tapia was the intended man. Here's back to Pereiras. And Tapia to Rio. Romero. And the long ball to Valadez. Jamie Lovegrove was off to the races. He was hoping to get a ball down the line. And it looks like we're going to take a referee official timeout here with 6:50 left in the third quarter. The Florida Tropics lead the Mesquite Outlaws 4-1. Hey, the Mesquite Outlaws would like to thank Miter USA for providing today's match balls. Miter, founded in Huddersfield, England, is among the world's oldest sporting goods brands, starting production in 1817. Miter is a proud partner of Major Arena Soccer League, providing arena-specific match balls to both the MASL and MASL2. The MASL and Miter share a long-term vision to see arena soccer grow in North America. Miter's Astro Division ball is the official game ball for MASL League Pay. Miter's Astro Division is designed specifically for play on artificial surfaces. It features a more accurate flight than the average ball and has a 30% reduced bounce to make it play more efficiently in arena soccer. Thank you, Miter. I'm your host tonight, Matt Thornton, along with the lovely and talented Rory Vogel on color analysis. Rory, what are you seeing? It looks like the pace of the game slowed down a bit here.
Definitely slowing down. I think this is where we're going to start to see the first signs of the wear and tear of the back-to-back games for Florida. And if Mesquite can capitalize on this, we might have ourselves a heck of a last of our third quarter and a pretty exciting fourth quarter for Mesquite Outlaw fans. Speaking of the Mesquite Outlaw fans, we have some rowdy ones in the building. We have some happy ones. I see a great group of little guys with the giant hats. Fans here in Mesquite are so happy to support such a wonderful expansion team, and it makes it for a really fun family environment. And I think that is part of the league, and that's some of the great things that you have. You have full access to these players. These kids will be down on the field later, and I hope that they're celebrating a Mesquite win. That would be really nice. But you know what? Right now, Florida is really, really convincing for their second win on back-to-back games here in the DFW area.
Yeah, that's a great point. Really, Mesquite has just really opened their arms and embraced this new team. And, you love to see so many fans in the stands enjoying themselves. A lot of them have not seen indoor soccer, played professionally. So it's a bit of a learning curve for not only the players, the rookies on the field, but also the fans themselves, learning the sports nuances and the rules. Clark Benning talked a little bit about that. He said it takes about 20 games for the average player to really get a feel for the nuances of indoor versus outdoor. And here's Silva under duress by Vicmore Leagueway, and does a great job to get the ball all the way up the field. Man, that was impressive along the wall. Lovegrove back to Pollo Cortez, up to Vicmore Leagueway trying to turn. And again, as soon as Vicmore gets the ball, the defense is right there. Good job by Acosta. Jamie Lovegrove trying to catch the ball and capture it down, and that will go out of bounds. Drew Ruggles will get the restart. And the fans, you can see the fans right on the walls, and I'll tell you, it is a unique opportunity to sit as close to this sport. I don't know that there's any other sport where you can sit closer to the action.
I mean, hockey perhaps, but there's still that glass
There's the
between
glass.
you, and there is
Exactly.
no glass here. It is all fan. We actually called a game where there was a little fan interference,
Right.
Which I guess you can run the risk with the glass being down. But what a great experience, and like I said, what a really welcoming environment it is here in Mesquite. They've done an excellent job at this arena.
Absolutely. Here's Jamie Lovegrove, and unfortunate there. Looking for Anthony Powell in the middle, just couldn't quite connect with him. Mitchell Cardenas over to his line mate, Mike Jones, under pressure. And I thought I was going to say that's a little bit of a foul there. Anthony Arico's been active in the foul department here in the third quarter. 5:30 left in the third. Anthony Powell collects. And good job there to step over Romero to Cardenas. Cardenas with the shot. And, it just went wide. Anthony Powell got a foot on it but couldn't quite direct it in the back of the net. Here's Romero again looking for a player. And he's got Cardenas to his left and a little nifty move. And you could just see Romero, just a footwork. This rookie, he's impressed a lot of folks off the wall. And Outlaws will retain possession. Sean David, the wily veteran. And here's Sean David again on the wall. And Sean with a cross. And, Valadez there. But a great job by, looks like Montelares blockered it out.
Silva heated and screaming at the referee right now about hitting the ground and not getting a call on his behalf.
Valadez dueling. And that's an easy call. Valadez will be on Pereira's tripping. And
some would say easy call, some would say easy fall.
Yeah, 4:24 left in the third. And Reggett guarded by, here's Tapia there. And here's Pereira. And Rio. And nice job by Pollo Cortez to snatch that ball from Reggett. Reggett was right there in perfect position. And Rio back to Cortez. Down the wall looking for Tapia. But Alves is there. Oligwe turns. Good ball to J.J. Oteze. Has some room and a nice move there. Takes it back to Mitchell Cardenas. And Cardenas to Tapia. And Cardenas again over to J.J. Oteze. J.J. to Tapia. And Tapia, and the block there, number 3, Gurrison. Good job. J.J. Oteze, again, will try from the left, takes it back to his defensive line mate, Cardenas. And Teixeira again guarding Vicmore Oligwe, giving him no room at the point. Here's Tapia and Cardenas, and a ball. Hugo Silva captures but fumbled a minute, but nobody there for the Outlaws on the rebound. And I agree with you, Rory. It seems like the Outlaws are doing a much better job offensively, and that may be some of the tired legs. There's Silva under duress. And this is 39, Acosta down the wall to number 19, Dos Santos. Dos Santos to Claire. Claire with a long ball to Dos Santos. Cardenas guarding. And Teixeira, he takes a shot. And that's fortunate. Jamie Lovegrove there blockered away. Good job by Jamie Lovegrove, the forward coming back. And there's Manfoot. Didn't like the non-call. And Romero, long ball to Anthony. Collects, 1 touch, 2 touch. Romero, Manfoot. He got away with one there. That was an easy call. It was a shove. It's a tough sport. A lot of contact in this sport, right, Rory?
You cannot say these gentlemen are not tough on the field. They are tough, they are rough, and Jones hits the turf.
And that is just, to me, that's got to be a card. I don't know how that's not a card. I mean, that to me is so obvious.
Got the call, but not the card.
Yeah, boy. I mean, he just no intention whatsoever going for the ball. Just an elbow directly to the back of Mike Jones. And Mike Jones
says, "Give me some space. Give me some space, sir."
Carvalho laughing because he's like, "Yeah, that's if you're going to pick a fight with a man on the field, Mike Jones is not the guy.
I would let
pick
him
the
push
fight
me.
with."
Yep,
yeah,
go ahead.
Exactly.
You just push me, good sir.
And looks like the Outlaws are going to get a kick here. Montelares with the foul. And Cody Tattoo always does a great job strategizing on these set pieces. And he wants to talk it over with his team to see what they can do here, what kind of tricks they got in the bag. And Tattoo, you can see he'll pull out his white board and draw up a play. Let's see if the Outlaws can narrow the lead at all.
They're going to need to do it soon, or it's going to get away from them.
Yeah, they've got plenty of time here. They've got a few minutes left, obviously, in the quarter. And there's happy birthday Tattoo number 9. We talked about that a little bit. We're going to have a big birthday surprise.
They have been so excited, and now it's finally on the big screen, and they couldn't be happier. They want a goal. They want to wish a happy birthday. They want a Mesquite Outlaw win. These fans are fantastic.
They've been waiting all game for that, and it's right. The Littles love to come out. And Tattoo, such a beloved player and athlete here. About the Mount Rushmore of athletes in Dallas, and for those of us that grew up in Dallas in the 80s and 90s, I'll tell you, Tattoo absolutely belongs on the Mount Rushmore, in my humble opinion.
You told me you spent many times waiting to get one of those tattered and torn Tattoo jerseys, right?
Yeah, I mean, they were pretty crisp and clean. They were sweated on, of course. Yeah, man, the old Reunion Arena, we used to stand there, and when he scored a goal, he took off his shirt and threw it over the top of the wall, and man, I wanted one of those game-used jerseys so badly. Here's Mitchell Cardenas with the kick, and it goes across to Jamie Lovegrove, and Tropics do well to block that. 1 minute left in the third quarter. Jamie Lovegrove with a shot, and good job by Carvalho. Cody Ellis gets it away from him. Mike Jones to Tapia, all the way back to Pollo Cortez. Jamie Lovegrove wants this goal at the end of the third. 42 seconds, and what a header by Mitchell Cardenas. Great play there. Jamie Lovegrove, the long pass to Mitchell Cardenas. That was beautiful.
Absolutely.
And Hugo Silva, you got to give him credit for getting that hand up because, man, that thing was right on target. And I believe that's an upper 90 goal if Silva doesn't get his hand. Here's Cardenas. Jamie Lovegrove with a shot wide. Cardenas collects again, and blockered out by. Wow. Carvalho does well to get it out of harm's way at the end there. Man, Hugo Silva's really had a nice night. He is under duress tonight by these Mesquite Outlaws.
The pace has definitely picked up here for Mesquite, and you can see the urgency to score and the pressure.
And Tapia with a one-timer, just high, just missing.
Absolutely. They're just shot after shot after shot on Silva, and if they don't keep him defended well, these shots are going to turn into goals, and it's going to shift this fourth quarter coming in here. A lot of exciting soccer still to be seen here in Mesquite.
Yeah, and you're starting to see, maybe you're seeing some of the fatigue, I think, from the Tropics. You're seeing Silva, man, he has just been battered and under duress, but hanging tough in there. The long distribution missed. Number 85, Gonzaga, the intended man. Here's Valadez over to Cardenas and Romero.
When Mesquite gets fast in that scramble is where they really lose connection with each other, and then it's just all over the place, out of control.
Yeah, get a little flustered. Here's Rio to Romero, back to Rio. And that's the end of the third quarter. The Tropics lead 4-1, the Mesquite Outlaws. And I think that was possibly the best quarter, perhaps, Rory. I mean, there wasn't a goal from the Mesquite Outlaws, but they certainly played a lot of the game in the defensive end of the Florida Tropics.
Oh, absolutely. You can really tell they feel that sense of urgency to score to balance this out. They know they cannot go into this fourth quarter without having a shot, and right now I think the Tropics are feeling the pressure of that. It's a good combination and a good outlet for Mesquite possibly.
And speaking of shots, the Mesquite Outlaws lead in shots 19-17. They had 8 shots in the third, so again, they were really in the defensive end for the Florida Tropics much of the quarter. Really, really good job of kind of turning it around and getting a lot of pressure. The block shots, Outlaws have 7, the Tropics have 8. Power plays still only 3. Outlaws are 0 for 2, Tropics are 0 for 1. Penalty minutes 2 and 4, Outlaws 2, Tropics 4. And then the fouls, the Outlaws have dished out 13 fouls and the Tropics have 15 fouls. Speaking of the guy, Ricardo Carvalho, the man that you wanted to watch, what do you think? How's he play tonight?
You know, he's one of those players that if you know, and you can tell Mesquite has done their homework as well, by shutting him down, he's gonna distribute that ball out. He's gonna share that ball. He's gonna pass it around, but he's also gonna draw that defense and that attention, and he's done beautifully doing that tonight. So I can't say that just because he hasn't been a dominant scorer, he hasn't been doing his job as a team leader, and you can see exactly why they lean on him so heavily.
Yeah, I agree. You're right. I definitely think the Outlaws did a good job of watching film. Actually, it's 2.7 points per game. He's tied for 4th in the MASL right now. So the Outlaws defense has done a really, really good job of shutting him down. On the flip side, the Outlaws offense is just not been there tonight. They got 15 minutes to turn it around. Looks like Sean David is going to take the kickoff here shortly, but plenty of chance here. We got 15 minutes. You can easily score goals in that 15 minutes to even up.
That is plenty of time to do damage, plenty of time. As often as we watch these games, 15 minutes can seem like an eternity when you're trying to hold on to a 3-goal lead.
Yeah, that's a good point as well. And here's Sean David with the kickoff back to Mike Jones. Long ball. Oh, man. And Silva collects that. Kind of made it look easy, but it was an awkward angle for him.
It is, and we've had some people say, and I've seen on social media them mention about the screen, these giant screens in the middle of the arenas. You know, the first game that they played, it was a little bit lower, and there were a lot of superstructure violations that would hit and it would bounce, and so they've readjusted the height. But again, that takes out a huge point of field of vision for those goalkeepers on those long distributions, especially when they're high at that level.
Yeah, and I was going to say right on cue, almost a superstructure violation.
Almost.
But nope, Mike Jones got it just to the right of that. And they just sing a lot with it and kind of getting used to the game. You can't have those long passes. And here's Cavallo right now doing his thing, just kind of holding off the defender, looking for a man to pass to. And that's Alves. And Oligwe collects. And he's got Jones up if he can get it there. There's Jones.
Immediately met with 2 defenders. Again, Vic Moore is just beyond covered in this game.
Yeah, Tropics have really done a great job. Here's Tapia long, and that's blocked by Cavallo. Tapia again. Oh, and he's pulled down, and that's absolutely a foul. He wanted the card, and you could argue that because, frankly, he was going to get a laser crank on goal and a veteran savvy move by the Florida Tropics to pull on his shoulder.
That was a whole handful of jersey and shoulder, Matt. Not just, beyond intentional. And again, there's that argument. Do you take the foul or do you let them take that shot?
Yeah, and Alves, the man that committed the foul. And here's Cardenas to Tapia. It was shot low. Good job by Alves to get it out. And Cardenas back to Pollo Cortez. And, man, you could see the Tropics no stop at all. Gerson up there pestering, running hard. And Cortez looking for Romero, gets it off the wall and stops and turns. Romero over to Anthony Powell with a bicycle kick. Oh, man, and there's a foul. Romero ran over the back of Drew Ruggles trying to get to that ball. But
How about that bicycle kick there, huh?
That's an impressive moment. I'll tell you that the left side of that goal has seen now, we've seen 2 bicycle kicks, one by the elegant assassin Alex Mexon of the Tacoma Stars, and a beautiful one by Bradley Valadez as well. And Anthony Powell trying to get him a bicycle kick, almost that exact spot on that left side. So I get, if you're going to have a bicycle kick, Sports Center highlight reel goal, this is the place to do it apparently.
I'm sure Anthony wishes that was going to be on tonight's Sports Center Top 10 and really wanted that one to go in, but a great look. Adjusting the wall.
Yeah. Yeah, the walls are, they've got some give. They won't move too much, but they have some give. And actually, the Outlaws defenders say they like that.
Really?
They like to be able to, if they're trapped or they're trapping a man, they like to know that there's a little bit of give so they can get around the player trying to trap them. Cody Ellis and Mike Jones both told me they like the small give in the wall. Here's Valadez, the nice move to get it back to J.J. Oteze. And Mike Jones directing traffic. Cody Ellis, Valadez off the wall. And Oteze to Cody. And J.J., oh my goodness, Hugo Silva. Great job to collect the ball. And looks like there's a player down for the Florida Tropics in that kind of pile up.
That was a whole dog pile.
Yeah, Valadez. I think Valadez stepped on the Tropics player, and I'm not exactly sure who this player is. He's got the strong beard game, so I'm going to say it's either Claire, possibly Claire.
It's all about the hair and the beard, because I've noticed this. And in soccer in general, there are some fantastic hairstyles.
Yeah.
Haircuts, hairstyles. We've got some sharp lines with Anthony Powell. We've got Romero with the fine point in the back. I mean, we've got Ruggles with those long braids. I mean, just so many wonderful hairstyles. Does that make you play better soccer, Matt?
You know, soccer players notoriously have good hair. So I think, yes, I think it does.
Well, you played soccer. You have good hair.
Yeah. Oh, do I? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
You do have good hair.
I used to have more hair than I have now. But, back in the day, I had a little something. Yeah, but, soccer players, they I don't know what it is. They always have cool hair. You can always see a soccer player from a mile away. I believe this might be number 39, Robert Acosta, because I think I see Claire walking around down there, and it is number 39, Robert Acosta. That's who it is, and he looks like he got up. And I think what happened was Valadez going for the ball, either kicked or stepped on, awarded for sure. The referees, they've really done a nice job tonight. They've
done an excellent job.
Yeah.
You can really say they've been fair.
This team of, Roy, this team of referees has done a good job. And
you always hate to see anybody helped off the field, but always happy to see them walk off under their own power.
Yeah, the lead referee is Mark Kaldelsik, assistant referee Daniel Radford, senior referee Rich Grady, and the fourth official is Trent McCauley. And love to see more of them. I don't know if they came from Florida or what, but they've done a nice job. An opportunity for Dos Santos and Pollo Cortez. Beautiful job sticking his foot out to stop that ball. Just got enough of it. More Ligwe. Ligwe turns. Shot blocked by Drew Ruggles.
He had some heat on that ball. You could feel it up here.
Yeah, Drew Ruggles, veteran defender, saw that one coming all the way, though, and blocked it away. Here's Jamie Lovegrove on the restart back to Mike Jones, Cody Ellis, Oscar Romero, the rookie, and a nice little move on the wall. Not going to fool Drew Ruggles. And Mike Jones back to Jamie Lovegrove. And the Outlaws just trying to get a little something going. There's Claire with the interception. And Cody Ellis, gets it back. And he's on his horse. Oh, man, had Vicmore Ligwe wide open on the left. And referee's going to say that ball was out of bounds. But Gordy Gerson not happy. Wanted to take quarter. Tropics leading the Outlaws 4-1. Mike Jones again with the restart. Up the wall, and Alves steps in front of that. And that's the one thing about the Tropics, too. They have size. They have guys that are just big and strong. There's Vic Moraligwe. 3 players immediately on him. And there's a good job to turn. Gets away from the defender.
Look at that footwork. He is just off to the races. Slows himself down, though. Knew he didn't have it. Knew he needed to back it off. Very smart play by Vic Moraligwe.
Yeah. Vic's such a heady player, and they know, this Tropics team, they know, man. They know how good he is when he turns, and they just are not giving him any space. And here's Romero. Oh, man.
There.
Yeah, Teixeira throws his thumb up. He knew he got him that time. Over to Mike Jones. Back to Cardenas. 10 minutes left in the fourth. Time running out for the Mesquite Outlaws. And Teixeira.
He's just all over the place, bumping and driving.
Yeah, Teixeira, that's his second of the half. So needs to be careful. And Cardenas is going to take, looks like he's going to take this free kick. Tropics player, Cardenas with a shot. Oh, and that just rattled off the post. My goodness.
What an unlucky bounce for Cardenas.
Tapia. And Anthony Powell with a shot. Hugo Silva. Jamie Lovegrove back to Anthony Powell. Will try to collect. And a shot again. Hugo Silva. Hugo's been good on this flurry of shots. Tapia. Another shot to Anthony Powell. Stops it. Oh, and the defense collides on him. Great job by Teixeira. And there's a foul. Rather undisciplined there by Carvalho. Just dove into Anthony Powell.
Kind of like a last-ditch effort to slow that momentum that Mesquite had going down.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of those key momentum swings for Mesquite that Florida has just met with a foul.
Yeah.
That's their answer.
It's a good observation, Rory, because you're right. They definitely, especially when they're under duress, they want to slow the game down. And right now they're playing the we have to line up game. And Cardenas, see where he goes with this ball. Across to Tapia, shot high. And way high. Missed the wall, missed the goal, everything.
Cleared the stands.
Yeah, I think that went over to Garland.
Quite possibly. But luckily we've got all these eager little ball guys running and going for them and getting the balls in quick and fast. Really great response by even the crowd, too, getting into it, running after it. The ref had so many balls coming at him, he didn't know what to do.
Yeah, we got multiple balls. And here comes the restart. 9:16 left in the fourth. And on the field, it's Tapia. Say attack. They're so disciplined to get back on defense, Rory. It's just impressive.
It really is. And like I said, I kept expecting to see the speed slow down, and it did for a little, and we had a lull in the third, but they're picking the pace right back up now. And it's not because there's fresh legs on the field.
Yeah, that's right. It's Cody Ellis, Jamie Lovegrove. Back to Rio. Rio on the shot blocked away. Reggett down the line trying to hit number 7. His teammate Pereiras couldn't get there. Pollo Cortez and Romero.
Romero really impressive with his footwork.
Yeah. Boy,
and they're going to let him play.
Continues on. Excuse me. Drew Ruggles going to get the ball over to his line mate. And gets the ball back. Valadez, good job to see that counter. And Ruggles still with the ball, maintains possession. Nice job.
He really is a stand-your-ground type of player.
Yeah.
He's going to take your challenge, and he's going to hold his ground. And so he's a very physical, but he's also got a lot of finesse, Ruggles.
Yep. Here's Gonzaga. And back over to Gonzaga. Looking for Teixeira long. Outlaws need to be careful. There's Reggett. Cody Ellis back with and there's the foul. Teixeira on Valadez with the push. 7:13 left in the fourth.
Teixeira with the push. How quickly how many times have we said that in the past
I'll tell you,
quarter and a half? And
Oh, and I think they're going to get Pollo Cortez
Really?
for touching the ball out of the box.
That's an interesting turn of events.
Yeah. It over. And again, I love this. I love that the off referee, okay, there you go. And that's the right call. So what I thought they were getting him for first was that he maybe touched the ball outside of the box. Remember, the player can be outside of the box, but the ball cannot be. So a nice job by the referees talking it over, and they're actually going to give Claire the foul. At least that's what's been announced. So, yeah, they're giving Claire the foul, so this will be a free kick for the Mesquite
Claire
Outlaws.
cannot believe the turn of events against him.
Yeah, he didn't like that. He thought he got fouled. Here's J.J. Oteze, and Claire's fired up now.
Yeah,
he's angry.
He's mad, you can tell.
And, unfortunate by Drew Ruggles. And it looks like we're going to have an official timeout here. 6:57 left in the fourth. The Florida Tropics lead the Mesquite Outlaws 4-1. Hey, MASL Primetime is the new home for the best highlights, interviews, and action from the MASL each week. Catch the latest episode each Friday as Alex Bastiovansky hosts this 30-minute deep dive into the MASL. Make sure to catch every episode, and also the MASL podcast returns for the 2019-2020 season. Join us as we talk to players, officials, and coaches from across the league and take you behind the scenes of the MASL. Check out MASLsoccer.com to listen to past episodes and subscribe to the official MASL podcast on Apple Podcasts. Rory, I'm so happy to have you here again, back. So many people. You're the first lady, if you will, of DFW Indoor Soccer. First ever broadcaster, color, or play-by-play to announce an indoor soccer game in the DFW Metroplex. Always an honor to have you on, and glad to be next to you. What do you think about this game tonight?
You know, I've been so lucky to be brought into the MASL and to be so welcomed by the fans and the players and the staff. It has been such a welcoming family to join, and to be one of the first female really is an absolute honor. I know there are hundreds, if not thousands, of female soccer fans out there. I see them active on social media. I see them in the stands. And so it's really great to be able to represent such a wonderful female fan base. And how exciting for me that I get to talk to Thornton. And really, I kind of have to pinch myself sometimes that I get to talk soccer on air, and I get to watch, and I get one of the best seats in the house right here. You know, I mean, you can't get box seats like this. Well, actually, you can, and they have great box seats here in Mesquite. But I feel really privileged, and I feel very thankful to the league and thankful to Mesquite to have welcomed me not once, but back again twice to be able to come in, and I just do my best to make sure that we call the game right. Yeah,
GM Floyd Smith, Director of Operations Floyd Smith, GM Michael Hitchcock have allowed that opportunity, and there's a handball, easy call on number 3. But Gordy Gurrison, you bring a great perspective to the game, so I just love what you bring to the game. It's always fun to do games with you.
Oh, well, that's very sweet of you.
Got out of a cannon here with some urgency to try to get this ball, and that looks like that's going to be way out of bounds. 6:34 left in the fourth. The Florida Tropics lead the Mesquite Outlaws 4-1.
Jones catching that almost like he's Silva there for a second.
He did. Here's Anthony Powell. Oh, good job by Florida Tropics defense. Not biting on that Anthony Powell move. He's so good with his feet, too. He's quick.
Well, and like you were talking earlier about those tree trunk legs, Anthony Powell definitely has tree trunk legs. So it's going to take a lot to move him and uproot him from where he's on that ball with his feet work.
Yeah, Lucas Montelares there with the clearance. Montelares doing a good job defensively on Powell. To Mike Jones and miss him. Here's Reggett. Be careful here. Reggett can certainly score. And there's Cardenas. Push off on Cardenas and wide left on the shot is Reggett. Plays with power. And here's Reggett again. Drew Ruggles back to Manfoot. Here's Acosta to Silva. 5:32 in the fourth. Gonzaga looking for an open man. Finds his goalkeeper, Silva. And Tropics, they're going to be happy to just play keep away right now.
They're going to try and control the ball and possess the ball, and Mesquite is going to have to attack if they want anything to happen for them, because the Tropics have been very good to slow this game down and to try and
Here's Pereira's on the right side. Anthony Powell defending, and that ball bounces out. Here's Reggett. Nice little spin move there. Cardenas, ooh, dangerous. And they're going to get Reggett for a foul. Looks like a trip.
Reggett not happy about that at all. He says, come on, ref, I didn't mean to.
Yep.
But again, this officiating in this game has been exceptional. I know there's been a lot of controversy this whole season, a lot of opinions from the just calls, and this officiating has been outstanding tonight.
I agree. Probably one of the best officiated games that we've seen. Here's Dos Santos with a turnover, and Mike Jones just runs over to the back of him. And again, another good call. Santos with a quick shot. Pollo Cortez is there, and Cody Ellis, fortunate. That ball might have gotten up on a hand, but they didn't call it. Called it incidental. Valadez looking for, and was looking for the pass off the wall, and I think as he was going down, put a little bit too much sauce on that ball.
A little too much sauce. That's always a problem.
4:28 left in the fourth. The Tropics lead the Outlaws 4-1. Running out of time, Rory.
They are definitely running out of time. They need to start pulling some tricks out of their bag. And like I said, again, attack. There cannot be too much attacking going on right now as long as it's not physical attacking.
There's Carvalho all the way back to Montelares. Drew Ruggles. Silva again to Ruggles, back to Montelares.
You can see how far Florida has spread out. You can tell this is a complete and intentional game of keep away right now. That's all they're trying to do.
Ruggles on the counterattack. And Lovegrove pestering, and there's a trip. Ruggles draws the foul. Oh man.
Jamie Lovegrove offered Ruggles his hand, and he shoved it away, and I don't think Lovegrove appreciated that.
To be honest with you, that's it's Drew Ruggles doesn't, he's trying to help you up. Jamie Lovegrove is one of the gentlemen in this sport.
True
ambassador.
British gentleman.
Yeah, he is. And still John with Ruggles.
Ruggles is not stopping either.
Yeah. Might be something to watch.
Ruggles better get off the field, though, quickly if he wants to not get called for too many men on the field there.
Yeah.
You can talk from the box, good sir.
And here's Silva back to Montelares. So Gonzaga to Silva. 3:23 left in the fourth. And a long ball, Pollo Cortez easily grabs it. Cody Ellis. Here's Carvalho. Look out.
He's been quick to distribute all night long and not take those shots, but draw those defenders.
He's not a greedy player at all. He'll easily give the ball off if he doesn't have a shot or doesn't have an opportunity. That's what makes him so good. Reminds me of Nick Pereira, same thing. Nick Pereira will shoot or he'll pass. And a good job by Cody Ellis there.
Anytime you go to toe-to-toe with Cody Ellis, he's just so big.
Yeah.
You're not going to win that.
Very
You're
strong.
just not going to win it. He's strong, he's big, and he's fast.
Yeah, strong on the ball. Here's Romero. Does well to get it to Jamie Lovegrove. Back to Romero. There's an opportunity and a shot wide left by Romero. Just missing left. And Cardenas still pestering. And Dos Santos has it. And over to Gun. Oh, and Pollo misplays it. Scary moment. And Sean David, the Tropics wanted a pass back there. Romero with the shot. Blocked. Oh. Silva not sure if he wanted to run onto it or not. Pereira does well to get back and block that shot, by the way. Eligwe with a move. And the score! Vicmore Eligwe running left, head on with a left-footed goal. Pulls to within 2 with 1:52 left in the fourth.
Let's just go ahead and say that's the first time tonight that Vicmore has been one-on-one, and he immediately made them pay. So, while you did your homework, Florida, You made a mistake. You did all 99 questions, and that bottom one you missed, and Vickmore is going to make you pay every single time with that power. Off the right foot, off the left foot. You cannot stop him one-on-one. He's got too much speed and too much power. So if they can do that about 2 more times, we might be going into some overtime tonight. What a fun night.
Yeah, and a great observation. You're right. You saw the defense did not collapse on him. They allowed him that moment to move on the ball, and he made him pay for it indeed. Here's Carvalho with a shove to the back of Mitchell Cardenas.
They've got that sixth attacker in.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Cody Ellis, good job, 6th attacker. And the Outlaws are going to try to put the pressure back on. Tropics don't want him to get up past midfield. And there's a long ball again to Vickmore.
And immediately 3 defenders. They're like, not again.
Yeah. They're not gonna make that mistake again. 1:21 left in the 4th. Tropics lead 4-2. Here's Cody Ellis. And the Outlaws need to get this ball moved up the field and collect. Manfoot does a nice job. And, here's an opportunity. And that ball is going to go in for the score. Drew Ruggles with the 6th attacker goal, putting a knife in the hearts of Mesquite Outlaws fans with 1 minute left. Tropics lead 5-2.
I don't know if it deserves that much of a celebration. I'm going to be 100% honest. When there's no goalkeeper and they've got the 6th attacker, let's just go ahead and say you got a lucky roll. It didn't need a whole airplane celebration around at the Outlaw Arena, in my personal opinion. Yes, it's a goal. Congratulations. I think that's fantastic. However, it's not a stellar goal. It's just kind of one of those things, the ball went in.
Yeah, it's a bit of a lucky bounce, Drew Ruggles, but as you know, that's the thing. When you got a 6th attacker in, you take those long shots, and Ruggles got it. He got that right bounce to go in the back of the net. Very unfortunate for the Mesquite Outlaws because they had some nice momentum going.
Absolutely.
1 minute left here, 53 seconds left in the game. Maligwe, and they put Pollo Cortez back spot for the Outlaws to take a free kick. And they're only going to put, the Tropics are only going to put 1 man in the wall. Cardenas is going to, wow, the shot! And Baladez had it on the doorstep and a little too much power, a little too aggressive. Couldn't get it in the back of the net. But Hugo Silva, great opportunity. And here comes Claire. And Claire, Pollo Cortez, nice job on the save. Here's Jamie Lovegrove.
Claire's intensity has not stopped these entire 4 quarters. It's very impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Quick to 3, Mesquite Outlaws with 11 seconds left in the game. Aligwe says not done yet.
Not done yet. And again, one-on-one defense with Vickmore Aligwe, and he is going to score. Positive proof. So if you are watching this game footage and you are coming to Mesquite, you need to understand you must put 2, you must put 3, you must put 4 defenders on Vickmore Aligwe. One-on-one, he's going to score. Both times one-on-one defense, he has put it in the net. He says, not today. You may be ahead, but we're not done yet.
And Hugo Silva actually does a nice job on that first block, but is just not enough, frankly, to get back to that second shot. And the ball is just going to lay out there, and the Florida Tropics are going to take the win 5-3 here in Mesquite, Texas. And, man, an impressive game here tonight. If we look at the summary, we'll go to the summary here real quick. The shots ended up Outlaws 28, the Tropics 23. There was 3 penalties, 7 block shots by the Outlaws, and the Tropics 13 block shots. Penalty minutes 4-2, Tropics 4, Outlaws 2, and fouls, Tropics 26, Outlaws 16. The scoring summary tonight, in the first you had Gory Gurison, assisted by Matt Clare. In the first again, Antonio Manfoot made it 2-0 for the Tropics. First, Lucio Gonzaga, 3-0 Tropics. De Leon made it 3-1 with the Tropics. Florida, Zach Reggett and Hugo Silva assisting, made it 4-1 for the Tropics. Then coming back in the 4th, had an opportunity. Drew Ruggles made it 5-2 on the empty net goal. And then Vickmore Aligwe with his second goal of the game made it 5-3 for the final in the Tropics. Penalty summary, You had Anthony Arico tripping blue card in the second, Jamie Lovegrove in the second, two-footed tackle, and Victor Pereira's tripping in the second as well for the blue card. So you got to really hand it to this Florida Tropics team now, going up 12-1, and I'll tell you, they look every bit of a 12-1 team, Roy, across the board. You talk about offense, you talk about defense, just stifling defense. And, man, they got guys, they just have so many men that can play and score. Not one, once again, 5 goals, 5 different goal scorers for the Florida Tropics. Who do you stop?
You can't stop anybody. If I do mine, who do you defend? That's just unquestionable. Great balance. Again, I've said it 15 times, I feel like, tonight, but the Tropics are balanced. They distribute, they share their offense, their defense. They actually work really well as a cohesive unit. Not to be outdone, though, Mesquite really had some great highlights. I mean, Vic Moore-Eligwe. Let's just take our hats off to those 2 last-minute pressure goals. Just very exciting play from him. And, again, when the Tropics messed up on that defense, there was Vic Moore to answer. So some really great, exciting soccer here in Mesquite tonight. Always a privilege to be here on the air with you, Matt, and here at the MASL, But always a really wonderful time to come here and watch all this amazing soccer.
Yeah, it is. And I'll tell you, the guys, to me, for the Florida Tropics, we said we have 5 different goal scorers. But to me, boy, the defense, I mean, I'll tell you, Matt Clare really stood out, was incredibly active all over the field tonight. And, man, you got to really look at Lucas Teixeira as well, number 5, the defender. I mean, he for the first 3 quarters, he shut down Vic Moore-Eligwe and Anthony Powell, not single-handedly, but, I mean, I'll tell you, Teixeira's defense, it just really impressed me. And how about Hugo Silva in goal for the Florida Tropics? Goodness gracious, they have goalies and goalies and goalies for days. They got Brett Petrusek, who had the shutout last night at the Dallas Sidekicks, and then of course tonight Hugo Silva with the impressive allowing only just 3 goals today. So I mean, they also have goalkeeping depth in addition to scoring depth. I mean, the thing is, if you key in on Cavallo, and I'm sure that's what head coach Tattoo told them to, is key in on Ricardo Carvalho. Don't let him handle the ball. Don't let him have the ball in space. And man, they absolutely shut him down for the most part. But they really didn't allow him to come in and do anything much with the game in terms of taking over the game, taking over in terms of distributing assists or goals.
It looks like there's some exciting activities on the field.
All right, so we're going to sing Tattoo Happy Birthday here.
Oh, nobody warned me about any singing. Nobody wants to hear me sing.
I'm going to be honest. I'm not singing because I don't want, I don't want people to log off and say, is that guy, a terrible guy, Matt Thornton, that his voice hurt my ears.
We'll let the lovely Mesquite Outlaws dancers serenade Tattoo on this birthday of his.
That would be my choice to sing the birthday. So, yeah, Tattoo, and there you see he's got a cake. So all the – such a great ambassador for the sport for so long and much beloved. And a cake for the birthday boy.
Maybe not the outcome he wanted on his birthday.
I was going to say, yeah, the Tropics ruined the birthday party.
But is that a delicious cake? I'm curious. I'd like a slice.
I don't know. Who let the Duke Blue Devil on the field, though? That's what I'm trying to figure out. And there you have it, the head coach Tattoo of the Mesquite Outlaws.
He is always a class act.
The man, the myth, the legend. I've said to folks many times, the guy that, frankly, I looked up to, my first professional athlete to ever meet. And I was starstruck when I met him, and I'll never forget it. I met him He was at a hamburger restaurant signing autographs, and I was probably, I don't know, 6 or 7. He got down on one knee to talk to me. That was impressive in and of itself. And I had a World Cup ball. It was a soccer ball. And here's some highlights, it looks like, from Tattoo's career.
You were probably at some of these games,
I
Matt.
was.
Were you indeed?
I was indeed, yeah, no doubt.
Oh.
And
the wall climb, just right in the goal. For those of you that can't see at home, they're going over some of his best shots.
Just look at that shot. It's just
now,
incredible.
Has the goal changed size since he played? I'm just wondering because it looks a little different in these older.
It's shorter. It's shorter.
It? Okay.
Yeah. Well, it's taller now. It was shorter back then.
Fascinating.
He's made comments about that.
I mean, so if they opened it up for him, he would have scored even more and more and more, it looks like. But you can see Tattoo looking on, just very, very humbled and very, very appreciative of all this fanfare over his birthday, even though, again, not the outcome that they were hoping for tonight for Mesquite Outlaws.
Yeah, and you just...
How would you like to be one of the guys?
And, well, we want to thank you for joining us tonight where the Mesquite Outlaws were defeated by the Florida Tropics 5-3. Hey, join us next home game on MASL TV when Mesquite faces Utica City Thursday, February 13th at 7:35 p.m. Central Time. For my partner Rory Vogel and myself, Matt Thornton, good night from Mesquite and have a great one.